This is a screen recording of connecting to a remote computer using SSH and using the Emacs editor to do some common tasks with files and directories. I'm working on a Mac, so I'm going to open up a new terminal session. If you're working on a Windows machine, I recommend getting the PuTTY program, P-U-T-T-Y, as it also does SSH. I have a separate tutorial on using PuTTY somewhere else on the website. For Mac computers, the default terminal emulator doesn't work very well with some editors for Linux and for Mac. So I recommend that you change the terminal emulator to an older format, Xterm color. And if you do that at the command line, it'll change it for this session. You could also put that into your .bash profile, something like this, echo export term equals Xterm color, and that's going to go into .bash profile. That's a file that's in your home directory, and it controls how your terminal session starts. So I would hit enter and that would add it to my bash profile, but I already have it in my bash profile, so I'm not going to put it there twice. But you could do that. Alright, now once you have your terminal session set up properly, then you can connect to the remote computer. You need to have an account on the remote computer. So we are using ocelot.aul.fiu.edu. And you have to have a password as well. I am now connected to the remote computer. I can start issuing commands on it. What I want to show you today is an editor feature. It's called Directory Editor, and it's part of the Emacs editor. So type Emacs, and then Emacs uses character or control sequences. A lot of them begin with Control X. This first screen shows you a lot of different ways that you can get help. I also have a short reference page for commonly used commands for Emacs on my website. Today we're going to look at the directory editor, and the way you get there is with Control X. Once I type Control X, look down here at the bottom in the command line area, and you can see that Control X is already there. Now, to get the directory editor after Control X, hit the letter D. So directory editor is abbreviated dired. The default is the current directory, and that'll be fine. So this shows me my directory listing. It looks like the output of an ls command, but it is interactive. If you look to the left, you have the type of file. First letter D means directory, 3 permissions, read, write, execute. There's even a couple that are read, execute, meaning that I don't mind if other people see them. As I said, it is interactive. I can move my cursor keys up and down. Let's say I go to my public HTML directory. And this is, I can add files there. I can go up. I can look at my desktop. It's empty. I can look in CGS 4854. So I can maneuver very easily without typing things. I can also change modes So the mode of this file right now is 705, or let's look at my app data, 705. I can use the Shift M for mode, and again look in the command line area and it sees change mode of app data 2. I can either use numeric format 705, and then you see up here that those permissions are gone. And let's go change another one. I can also use the group -read, and you'll see that the read permission is gone from group. And I'll do another one just to show you. You can also do execute group -x. So those are all different commands you can use, changing modes. You can also change modes on files. So files and directories, the same types of things. Like my history file, I could do change mode 400 or 600. Changing mode on files, changing mode on directories. Very easy. It's actually easier than what you do in a program like WinSCP. The other things that you might want to do would be to create a new directory. That's also simple in Directory Editor. Just hit the plus sign. At the bottom you see create directory, and I'm just going to call it new dir. And there's my new directory, and it already exists. I can delete directories as well by hitting the well, let's see. Oh, Shift D. Yeah, Shift D is delete directory, and now it asks me, do I want to delete this? And I can type in yes. Now that's the simple way that you can manipulate with directories, change permissions. You can also edit files. Here's my bash RC file. Doesn't have anything in it. I also have a .csh-rc file which has a few things in it. So you can, this is also just a normal editor now. I'm not going to go into the details of using the Emacs editor, but you can type, you can delete. There's a lot of shortcut keys for deleting words, moving to the end of the line, deleting entire lines, deleting blocks of code. Oh, what happened? So the next thing I'm going to do is get out of here. To kill a buffer, Control X again, and then K is for kill, Control X K, and it asks me to kill that. And then to get out of Emacs altogether, very important command, Control X, Control C, and I'm out of Emacs.